Here we go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to change a percent to a decimal. So what you need to do, this is the procedure, you need to remove the percent sign, just drop it, and move the decimal places, 2 places over to the left. Now, we have a minute to write that down. Here's some examples. We're going to be converting a percent to a decimal. I'll write this. So in our first example here, we're going to be changing 35% as a decimal. So you remember in the procedure, we drop the percent and you move 2 places over. So it's right here, so you move 2 places over. Remember, we're going from percent to decimal, so you move 2 places over to the left. And that will be 0.35. Second example, we have it's a 69.8%. So one of my other students said, but Miss Jackson, that's already got a decimal in it. It's got a decimal in the percent. I said, okay, we still have to do the same procedure. You drop the percent and you carry it over 2 places over. So then it will become 0.698. I will give you credit if you just put 0.698, but I prefer you technically write if you put a 0 in front of there. And you guys are going to go into nursing, they will count off if you do not put your 0 in there. So they'll think, is that a speck of dirt or what is that? Especially when it comes to drug dosage, you don't want to give them 68 ounces when it should be a 0.68. You know what I'm saying? It matters. Okay. Looking at the last one here, we have a, what if I have a half of a percent? Half a percent. Change that to a decimal. First of all, I'm going to change this fraction into a decimal. So you remember how to do that. You put 1 divided by 2, and I got a 0.5%. A half and 0.5 is the same thing. So we're going to change the percent to a decimal. So remember, we got to go 2 places over, right? So then that would be 0. Wait a minute here. We're going from percent to decimal. We go wrong way. Sorry. 2 places over. That way. Trying to confuse myself there. 0.005. 1, 2. Yes. And that's it. I was like, wait a minute, that's wrong. So does this make sense? Yes. Because you may have a problem like that on your Alex. Also, we may have a problem like that when it comes up into the simple interest. Now we're also going to talk about percent change. This is the percent change formula. It refers to a percent increase or a percent decrease. You may get to those problems and you got stuck. So this is your numerator. So the amount of the latest period minus the previous one over your previous amount. And you come up with you'll come up with a fraction, then you change it to a decimal to a percent. I don't know if any of you guys has come to that part on Alex.
Because it said the amount of the latest subtract the amount of the previous?
Yes.
Oh, I
Amount of the latest period minus, this is a subtract, that little sign there. Subtract amount of the previous period over the amount of the previous period. Okay, everybody got that? Okay. We're going to talk about the San Diego Patriots. I guess that's how you say it. Right. I'm not big sports. Padres? Padres. Okay. We're going to do this one. We're going to find out this example 4, the most improved baseball team. So in 2010, the Major League Baseball team with the most improved league for the winning games was the San Francisco Padres. In 2009, the Padres won 75 games. And then in 2010, the Padres won 90 games. Determine the percent increase of the amount of games won by the Padres from 2009 to 2010. Percent increase. So as you remember in the last slide, we would take the recent one, which is 90 minus 75 over the previous one, which is 75, right? Because 75 was previous because it was in 2009, right? So what is 90 minus 75? 15. So on my handy dandy calculator, plus 15 divided by 75, and I get 0.2. But it says determine the percent increase. It doesn't want a decimal, it wants a percent. So we need to change that decimal to a percent. 20%, yes, so we go 2 places over, 20%. And I'm thinking on Alex, it gives you the percent already, and you just need to write in the number. I'm not sure if you guys got to that point, but yes. I got this? I'm going on. Okay. The next thing about Harley-Davidson. This is another example. This is example 5. During the month of August 2010, the price share of Harley-Davidson stock fell from 28.21 on the month of, and I didn't write that in, sorry, typo, to, I guess I should, supposed to be a month right here, to $24.33. Determine the percent change in the price of share Harley-Davidson during August. I guess it was supposed to be August right here. Okay? Maybe I should go ahead and put that in. Because my next price will be like a month of what? That looks better. So, an example 5. This was example 4. Example 5. So it fell from, so the new amount is what?
The new amount's 24.33.
24.33 minus the old amount is 28.21 over the old amount, which is what? 28.21. So we know this is going to be a negative number because obviously it fell. So it's a 24.33 minus 28.21, and I got 3.88 all over 28.21. So you take that amount and you divide it by 28.21, and I got negative 0. And I guess it, once you round into the, what do you usually tell you, hundreds?
Yeah.
So it's a 137, so I'm gonna change to a 4, right? Because the 7's, if it's 5 or above, you raise the score. 5 or more, you raise the score, that's it. So hit. So what was the percent change? It decreased by 14%.
So we round it before we put it into a percent, so like you wouldn't put
Yes.
17.75 because
You'd round it.
beforehand.
You'd round it first,
Okay.
then you change it to percent.
Okay.
And also you read, it says to the nearest tenths or something, so.
Yeah, okay. Because when I said it was hundreds, I was thinking of
Hundreds.
the hundredth after the
The hundreds will be, that will be, this is tenths, that's hundreds.
Yeah, I
So
was
this
thinking
one,
after it was moved up, well, that hundredths. Okay,
Oh,
now I get what I was
hundredths.
missing it. Yeah,
with the THS.
yeah.
Okay. Questions on that? Here's some other percent problems. I'm gonna go ahead and erase these right here, but keep this up here. So let's look at number 1 here. It says, what is 15% on a restaurant bill of $45? What is, so, what is 15% tip on a restaurant bill of $45? Now, the explanation might show you something different than what I'm showing you, but it doesn't matter how you skin a squirrel as long as you come up with the right answer. So what is, I'm gonna let that be X. Is means equal. 15%, I'm gonna change that 15% to a decimal. 0.15. On a restaurant bill of means multiply. 45. You can put $45 just like it is, it doesn't matter because it comes out to be the same. So on your calculator, I put 0.15. I think that Alex, sometimes they give you a calculator on the side. So I came up with X equal to $6.75. And by the way, this is supposed to be a dollar sign. Alright, it's better. $6.75. You know how you go to a restaurant, they'll say, are you gonna leave a 10% tip? And I'm like, it's according to how well it is. Number two, what percent, so I'm gonna put X percent. What percent of, what does that mean? Multiply. Is 24. You guys see how I made that into equation? This is, I call this a percent equation. So we need to get X percent alone. Yes, I know we're doing algebra, and it's okay. What do we need to do to get X percent alone?
Divide
divide
96 by both sides.
96 by both sides. So that gives me where the X percent equals to 24 divided by 96, and I get 0.25. I still need to get this as a percent, so let's change this decimal to a percent, so it can just be X. What would 0.25 be as a percent? 25%. You'll probably get problems like this on Alex. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 says 5% of what number is 15? 5% of what number, I'm gonna let it be X, is 15. You guys see how I got from this to this? Let's go ahead and change this to a decimal. So what would 5% be as a decimal? It would be 0.05, right? Because remember, there's your decimal, keep it over 2 places. X equals 15. We still need to get X by itself, so what do we need to do to divide? 0.05. 0.05. That's supposed to be equal. That leaves me with, if it helps cancel it out, that leaves me with the X equals. Now I've got a 15 divided by 0.05, and I got 300. Is that what you guys got? Okay. That's good to bring your calculator on with you. Questions, comments? Okay, let's look at example 7. This is get to do with 4, 5, and 6. So I'm gonna go ahead and erase these. I hope you guys got that down. Number 4. Number 4 says, what is 6.5% of 150? What is? So what am I going to put for what is? X equals, and we got 6.5% of means times 150. So X equals, what is 6.5%? We're going to go from percent to decimal, so which place we need to go, left or right?
This way.
Go this way. Go left. So we go 2 places over, 1, 2. So 0.065 times 150. X equals 0.065 times 150, and I get 9.75. So what I'm doing is I'm changing this into a percent equation and then solving for X. Let's look at number 5. Number 5 looks like a little word problem. Mother class complained, said, that's what I have trouble with, word problems. And I said, well, I like to, how do you think of like biology, you want to dissect it? So if Nancy sells a car for $19,000 and receives a commission for $475, what percent of the sales price is commission? What are we going to write? I want you to come up with an equation. Well, it has to do something with this, and it has something to do with this. So let's take.
I know it'd be X%.
Yeah. I know I would
Times it
divide.
to X%, okay?
Yeah.
Equals what?
475.
475. You see how I got that? We need to get X% alone. Divide both sides by what?
19.
19,000. 19,000. That leaves me with the X%, that side's pretty easy, equals to, and on your calculator, get your handy dandy calculator out. We'll divide by 19,000. So I get 0.025. Now, we're not done, you do not put this on your answer, because it wants it as, it said, what percent? We change this to a percent. This is the decimal, so we need to change that decimal to a percent.
2.5.
So remember, you're going from decimal to percent, we go two places over this way, right? So then X would equal 2.5%. 2.5%. Questions? Okay. Number 6. If the price of a laptop is on sale for 35% off and the customer pays $341.25, what is the original price?
Too much.
What, first of all, what are we gonna let X be?
35%.
Now, what are we gonna let X be? X is gonna be
The original
Price.
price.
the original price, right? So X times what? Equals what? X times,
X times 0.35.
0.35 or 35%, right? So let's go ahead and put that. And this over here would be what? Equals,
41.35.
it'd be 341.25, right? Is that what the customer paid? So we need to get X by itself, so what do we need to do?
Divided by 35%.
Divide by 0.35, both sides. When you do the one side, you must do the other side. You hear an algebra teacher say that all the time, which is me. $341.25, divide by 0.35, and you get 175. Does it? No, that's not right, is it? No, that's not right. Let me change that. Okay?
No, I did the problem did one, I got 460.
Okay, what it should have been is X, original price, minus the 35% X equals 341.25. Right, that's it. That's the equation. Sorry about that. We have like terms, so let's change that to a decimal. This one should have 1 with it. That is 0.35x. What are you doing here? Is it equals 341 dot. So what is 1 minus this? 1 minus 0.35 is 0.65x equals 341.25. Sorry about the last mistake. Because I got to thinking, I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. Sometimes you gotta look at your answers and go, is this right? And now we need to solve for X, so divide by 0.65. 0.65. See, you guys caught me in a mistake there. 341
I got 525.
divided by 0.65, and you get what?
525.
525. Much better answer. That makes more sense. Does it not? Does 900 what?
That's a reasonable price for a computer.
For a laptop?
Yeah.
Especially it being 35% off.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, this is probably like an $800 value.
Questions on 6? Sorry about that mistake. I just marked this down as a lesson learned. Just do it this way when you do your homework, not the first one Miss Jackson did it. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, now we're gonna have to find, you've probably seen something like this. Have you guys not seen this on Alex yet?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I'm gonna erase all this. Hope you guys got that down. Let's look at example. We're finding the final amount given the original amount and the percentage increase or decrease. So the next model of a sports car will cost 11.6% more than the current model. The current model costs $56,000.
That's more than I'd be willing to pay.
How much will the price increase in dollars? What will be the price of the next model?
Okay, sorry.
So there's two parts of this. We have to find out this part before you find out this part. I believe you will see this on Alex.
I think I already have.
Okay. Example 8. Let's find out what the percent increase is. So it's gonna cost more, so what do? We take,
And divide it.
you would multiply it, the 11.6%. So that'd be 56,000. What is 11.6% as a decimal?
0.116.
0.116. You can also put a dot here or parentheses, they mean the same. So 56,000 times 0.116,
I got 6,496.
that is correct, 6,496. This goes here. So put 6,496. Now, for the price of the next one, you take what you found in this part, and then you add it back on for this.
And you should get 62,496.
That is correct.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
Now imagine the insurance deal on
1,
that.
2, 3. What it be in sports, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, it'd already be a big insurance bill anyway with it.
I wonder why my Mazda insurance went up, and they said my Mazda car is a little sports car. And I was like, no wonder I feel like I can speed in and like that. And I looked it up, and it is really a sports car.
Yep.
So I called my brother up and I said, you sold me a sports car? That car not a sports car. I said, yeah, my insurances went up because it's a sports car. Next time I'm gonna get, because I'm a family woman, I'm gonna get a family car. Then my insurance will go down.
Shouldn't be too high though, because it ain't red.
Really? Red ones go more?
Red is a sports color.
Well, okay, anyways, add that together, you get me off track there, 6,2,496. Is that what you guys got?
Yes.
Okay, that's what you put here. Anyways, I had to tell you about that. I said, how come it went from, it was like 160 when I had my Impala, which is a family car, not as fast as my little Mazda, but you know. Then I got on to, and then went from 160 to 240. I was like, wow, $80.
Gray cars also cost more. Red and gray. Gray's because it's hard to see. Because I went from having a gray Buick to a white Buick, and it was like the same thing, but no water. My insurance actually went down. And I asked them why. They said it's because I changed to white.
My white car is.
Well,
It's cheaper than the
Well,
gray.
maybe I should get a tank top.
They go by the bin.
See, my niece wrecked the car. Got a big dent in it. You think I won't wreck it because I own it, but it's got a dent in it, so I'd have to fix the dent, then paint it.
They go by the bin.
So my brother being sarcastic, he said, I said, but you sell me a car, it's got a dent in it. He said, oh, that goes with it. No extra charge for that dent. I was like, oh yeah, you're funny. Anyways.
That is fine.
So the pie chart here shown is percentages of revenue. I think we did something like this.
Yeah. I remember.
Revenue with the publisher receiving various types of publications, okay? So let's look at A. Now this is kind of, sometimes I have a little bit hard time judging, but I do my best. So what category represents about 1/5? 1/5. Well, 1/5, could it be cookbook? Could it take 5 of these? No, I don't believe so.
Looks like it'd be magazines.
Probably magazines, wouldn't you guys say so? So it takes, well, the reason I went like this to it is it takes 5 of these to make a whole. You agree? Because a fraction is part of a whole, right? I'd probably have to say magazines, wouldn't you guys agree?
Because textbooks would be a 6,
So textbook,
a third.
textbook looked like it'd be almost a 25, like a fourth of it, wouldn't it?
Cookbook would be a 4th.
About fourth of it. I really think, 1/5 was like 20%, so I think it's more like magazines. Example 9. A part, magazines. Okay, make sure I spell it right. Let's look at B part. What percent of the total revenue comes from nonfiction and textbook, that's these two, put together, combined? And you have to do it like in 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%. So we are putting the nonfiction and textbook.
I'd say 35 or 40.
I'm probably thinking more like, it would be 60%.
Because 25 for the textbooks and maybe 10% for the
Yeah,
nonfiction.
so I'm thinking maybe like 30%.
30 is what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting down 30%. Now, if you guys get this problem and Miss Jackson's wrong, you let me know, okay? I might give you a point on your test. Or quiz. If the revenue from magazines, let's say this is 20%, okay? Of the total, approximately what percent will be from the poetry? What would that be like?
Yeah, it is half of 20, so yeah. it would
Be about
10.
10%, right?
So if that was 10, then the other one, the nonfiction wouldn't be 10, it would be more like 5.
Right.
So then the textbooks being 25, plus the,
About
would still be 30, okay.
Yes,
That would actually make.
So I think this is right.
Much better, yeah.
I
much better.
believe. Okay, you guys understand how I got those answers?
Yeah.
You kind of have to use an educated guess on how to interpret a title,
This is where I stopped.
but does it make sense?
Yes.
You have to use educated guess. Sometimes I'm not always right, and then it may just start away, and then we have to judge again.
Yeah.
I'd rather have just facts, numbers, I don't have educated
Yes.
guesses.
I do too, but.
Honestly, this is fun.
Here's another one, we had to find the rate of a tax or commission.
That sounds.
So we have an item that costs $460 before tax, and the sales tax is $32.20. Find the sales tax rate. When you talk about rate, we're talking about percentage, okay? Write your answer in percentages.
Not what that is.
So what did you guys do? In example 10. Example 10. What'd you guys do? What we're gonna do?
Would it be 3220 divided by 460?
Yeah.
That is correct. If you put this over this, you'll get the wrong answer and it'll be over 100 and some percent. So you take the 32.20 over the 460.
Oh, you're funny.
0.07.
Would you get
0.07.
0.1?
07.
And what would that be as a percent?
7%.
7%. You see, I got that.
It's funny, I just never realized. James Bond heard that question.
Who?
James Bond.
Then you'll get to a point also where you'll have 2 coupons. And you have to decide, I'm gonna go ahead and erase this, I hope you guys got that down. I'm hoping you guys think Ms. Jackson makes this math seem easy. I try to.
I think that's not classified.
Okay, we have a coupon A and a coupon B, but before we put the answer down, you have to let's compute. We got coupon A, and we have coupon B. In coupon A, 40% off of $57 chair. So how are we gonna find that? We take,
Times it, 57 times point, 40, and get 22.8.
22.8 cents.
No, 22.80 is 80 cents.
80 cents,
Sorry.
okay. So let's go ahead and subtract that off. And you get what?
34.22.
30.20 cents, right?
34.
Well, that looks better. There you go, agree with that. Now let's do coupon B. Coupon B says $25 rebate on 57. So what do? We take 57 minus 25, and that gives me 32. Okay, looking at these two, which one is gives the lower price?
B.
B. So you come over here and you click it and you color it in, like that. And then it says the price of B is a little further less than the price of B. So we would subtract, right? So over here I'm going to subtract
Should be
2.20.
$2.20. So over here you put $2.20. Next, and I say, awesome. You guys see how to do that? But before you answer these, you must find out what A and B is. You can't just pick one. I've had students before, why can't I just pick one? I said, I don't know right off the bat what this is, but I do know what this one is, I just subtract. I have to figure out what this one is. Because once you multiply those together, then you take it off the 57.
So rebate, you just subtract them.
Rebate, you just subtract this.
Okay.
And the way rebates is you pay for it, then you send in the rebate, and then they send you back a check.
Okay, so if you get, so in that case, if you get $25 back off of that.
Yes, which is pretty much you subtract it. Okay, let's look at the next one here. We're gonna be finding, let me erase this here. Let's erase this right here, this doesn't apply to that one. Example 12, finding the total cost, including the tax or markup. The whole price of a pillow is $8.50. A certain department store marks up the wholesale price by 40%. Find the price of the pillow in the department store.
You would take the 8.5 and times it by 0.40.
Then what do I do?
Then you would
Wait a
take-
minute, wait, let's get that far. So I get $8.50, right?
Should come out of a 3.4.
Times it by 40%, which means 50 times 0.40. It's a markup, okay? This is the department store selling this. So they're gonna sell it more than what they received it for.
Right.
Okay, so what did you get when you took that $8.50 times,
I got 3.4.
you got 3.4, which means $3.40. Now you take that, because it's a markup, we add it back on.
So it's 11.9.
So we get $8.50 plus the $3.40 And it looks like it'd be what, $11.90 for that pillow. And the reason they do that is so they can make a profit,
That way they can buy more product.
buy more products and sell more. I think it's also the reason they do inventory.
Yeah. That way they know how much.
They know what is being sold the most, and that's what they order on, more on that. Okay, now we're looking at this one. This is where we're gonna be finding the percentage of the total amount in the graph, okay? So the circle graph shows the annual budget of a company is divided by the division. So if the total annual budget is, that looks like 5 million, it's supposed to be 5 million, okay, this comma was supposed to separate that question. 5 million, what is the budget for support? What do you see where support is?
36%.
So how am I gonna find, what is the amount budget for support?
5 million times 0.36.
Yes, that is correct. Example 13 is I take the 5 million times it to, let's go ahead and change that,
36.
0.36,
And they're
and you get,
1,800,000.
what'd you get?
1.8 million. 1,800,000.
Okay, see, I got that. You just multiply it. You can do it on the Alex calculator or your own handy dandy calculator. Let's look at example 14. The pie chart shows how the total annual interest for a certain family is spent. If the total annual income is $125,000, that's nice. That's a nice income, by the way. What is the amount budgeted for savings, auto, and clothing combined? So, how are we gonna figure this out?
You would add the percentages and then times it by the 125.
That is correct. So example 14. So what is the percent for savings? 9% added to,
13.
what is auto? 13?
And 60.
And clothing is what, 16? So what is 9% plus 13% plus 16%? Was what? 31?
I thought it was 38.
Let's see, that's 8, 7, maybe 37?
38.
Is it 38? Let's make sure 9 plus 13 plus 16. It is 38%. So then I take the 125,000
And multiply that.
multiply by 0.38, and I got it from here.
47,500.
What is it? 40.
47,500.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And that's what you put for the answer.
Yeah, I'm just talking sales tax.
Questions? Well, I just flew right through that. Make sure
That's a heavy budget though.
it is, isn't it?
That's more than what I make a year.
Let me make sure I don't have
That's
to.
what I make a year. I do good to be able to make, I do good.
Let me see if I covered everything I'm supposed to here.
I think I'll share those.
I did percent and percent pause. Yes, I did. Okay. Are there any questions over this?
What did I miss at the start?
What?
What did I miss at the start?
We changed, I think we changed a percent to, we changed a fraction to decimal.
Yes.
Fraction to a percent, fraction to a decimal,
Uh-huh.
and the percent change was usual for that part.
Okay, let me stop.
Percent